Okay, I am going to do a quick video about my thoughts concerning how the group um, should go. So, um, in short, I do feel like this is an inspired group. I feel like the name is inspired and um, that it should go to real ladies. Um, And after I read Brother Holmes' talk, it was reaffirmed to me that our purpose and the title and the name is godly and what we are desiring. So I did a trusted source journaling for open prayer dialogue. I kind of asked a question and got an answer, asked another question and got an answer. And um, so I'm just going to start with one of the answers that I got. I feel like a way to help women step out of the or to get more movement in our group. And I think we started talking about this, but never ended up following through. I think that each one of us should randomly pick a random person every day, one person every day, so 7 people every week, and go look at their profiles, find something about them, just a picture or something, and say, and on our group say, so and so, in this picture you're doing this. Tell us about that. Would you mind telling us about that? Or so and so, it says you work at this. How do you like working there? Or whatever we're inspired to do, make a post tagging them in it and asking for some movement and from people that we're not seeing consistently and just see if we can get um, more movement that way, and maybe that can help pull up some identity. And maybe if they're willing to have this conversation with us, then we can ask, how could this group benefit you the most? And then we're getting ideas from other women, and we did the work to get it. Um, so then that was the first thought that I had. But then I read Elder Holmes' talk, or Brother Holmes' talk, and um, this is what I got. So um, he broke his talk up into 3 sections. Um, I hope that was recording. First, it was number 1 was relationship, 2 was repentance, um, and connecting them to heaven, and 3 was let them lead. And I was like, that is like ideal for what our group is. Number 1, relationships. That's what we're doing. He says to have effective relationships, you must look and see each other with God's eyes, looking to find the best in each other. He didn't say that. He said that in other words, and those are words that I said that are more authentic to me. Because I don't necessarily want to use God's eyes. I want to use like pure eyes or um, clear eyes, something like that, to where it's like it reaches the masses, and it's not just God. It's just within yourself. How can you see people as their best self? How can you show up in a way that is honorable to yourself and to other people? Um, and then with that, we can say um, to have effective relationships, you must see each other through clear eyes or whatever. That can be within our group, with your spouse, with your children, with strangers, but most importantly, with yourself. And I feel like then it says, as we seek to see people through God's eyes, we show up happy, joyful, peaceful. And I know that that is something that all of us are trying to, like, that's a commonality, a common goal between us. We want people to be happy, joyful, and peaceful. So then he talks about connecting them to heaven through repentance and change, or repentance and revelation, maybe. But repentance to me is too overstepping, but change is not. So I want to encourage change. And we know that change happens through Jesus Christ. But for people that are uncomfortable with, it's a fine line because I want them to know that it's Jesus Christ who creates change, but and lasting change. But I also want them to know that any amount, there's taboo with the word repentance. It seems too big, too hard. Changing one thing just seems easier, more doable. And so, if we can change the taboo of repentance and just make it simple change, then that can empower. And that's what I want. And as we just change and become more of our authentic self, living in authenticity, then we are becoming the women that we want to be. And that's powerful. The third one is let them lead. And he says, we want to live a life of meaning. And that is what I want for the women that we communicate with. We want them to find their voice, to find their power, something that Kate says. And she said at the very beginning when she wanted to start coaching, she said, I want to help women to learn how to roar. And I want that too. I want women who have lost their voice, who have lost their authenticity, to have lost their identity, to come out and find their voice through our group. And so with Danita's bunch of questions, those are awesome ways to help women find their voices again. And I feel like that is a great restarting spot for us to really get topics, have purpose. And maybe that's where the confusion is. We don't have purpose. Like we don't have consensus on what we're saying during the week. We're just showing up real. And that could or could not be working the way that we want. So my underlying common focus, purpose, mission statement, if you would say, just comes from my patriarchal blessing, and it's simple. My purpose is to help people live the principles of the gospel, and I am promised that that is easy for me to do, and that people will gather in masses because of the ease in which I do that, and to be happy, to be really happy, and to make other people happy. So those are things that really motivate me to want to do this. And I mean, ultimately, like my whole entire reason for coaching and for doing this is I want families to choose each other for eternity. So clearly the gospel is in what I do, and the reason why I do it, I just don't say it that definitely. And so, or I just don't always say it that way. And I don't know that I want to change that, because I want people who weren't always taught the gospel in their homes to be able to relate to me and to be able to create the stalwart life that they want, but maybe don't know how to do. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Hopefully this was less than 10 minutes. That's my intention anyway. And let me know what you guys watch this, and then let's talk about it.